Yo guys, welcome back to LeadFoot TV. Sorry I look a little bit stoned. I've had something in this eye like all day and I cannot get it out. It's doing my head in. It's really, really annoying. But yeah, doing some work on the MX5 for once. I got it out of the garage a couple of weeks ago and basically drove it to work. The brake nearly set on fire, the suspension was knocking, and it just drives like a bit of a shed. So I am finally going to do some work on it and get on top of it because obviously I want to start driving it and taking it on track days and stuff once the weather gets a little bit better. So yeah, today I took the side skirts off, which to be honest wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. I half expected the sill to fall off of the side skirt. So yeah, took the side skirt off and it has been welded. So when I bought the car, I bought it from a garage and they said that they'd welded it for MOT, which they have done, to be fair, but not very well. So when I took the seat out, I don't know if you've watched the video where I fitted the seats. When I took the seat out, the car had been welded from underneath, but none of the rust had been cut out. So they literally just welded a patch over the top of the rust and not even bothered cutting it out to try and stop it getting any worse. And I think that that's probably what they've done with the sills as well, is literally just plastered a bit of metal over the top of it. And the welding's pretty horrendous. There's holes in it everywhere. So what I'm going to do today, I'm not even going to bother trying to repair the welding that they've done because it's a waste of time. It needs 2 new sills on it, really. Inner and out. I'm going to stick inner and outer sills on it, whether it needs it or not. But I'm not going to do it yet because obviously I bought everything to overhaul the suspension. So we have coilovers, front and rear, upper and lower wishbones, and just everything brand new so that the car drives as it's supposed to. Because at the moment it just drives like a bit of a turd. So yeah, we've got everything to do that. So I don't really want to have to do the sills and everything right now because I've got so much other work to do. I've got, hopefully, I've been waiting for quite a long time for a wide body kit for it. So well, not a body kit, but over fenders. I've got some over fenders to go on it, which will help me fix the rust on the rear arches. So basically, I want to get all of that done first before I get too involved with the sills and everything like that. So today I am just going to touch them up. We're going to coat them in some stone guard to stop them slow the rust down a little bit, and just hopefully make it last a little bit longer until I can get enough time to put 2 new sills in it. So yeah, let's have a look at it. So got it jacked up on this side, and yeah, it has gone where they all go. So they all go here. It's like the worst place for rust, and as you can see, it's got loads of seam sealer all over it. But yeah, they've cut there all around, but it's sat proud from the rest of the body, which is why I think that they've just welded over the top and not actually cut it flush and welded it in properly like it's meant to. So it's had a big plate from there to there and up to here. And then further down, it's had a plate here, all the way up there, along there, and down there. Yeah, and that's the bottom of the wing. So I don't even really need to worry too much about that because when I get my new over fenders, actually the front one is a complete wing. So I don't need to worry about that one. But yeah, it's had another one here, I think. Yeah, there. But yeah, it needs a new sill in it, basically, because they go here. I'll show you what they look like on the inside, because we've actually got one in at work at the moment. I ignore the welding on this, because the old apprentice did most of the welding on it, so it's not the neatest, but it's... yeah, this is where it goes, so you can see on this one. It's actually been cut out already, but there's a big piece in there. That's the inner sill. And basically that bit's supposed to join the bottom. And you can see where it's rotted. And when it gets really, really bad, all this goes on the inside as well. So that's all been patched up. It just needs tidying up. And like I said, I didn't do any of this. This was here before I got started. Yeah, this one's had a new one in, so it should look like that. You can see on mine there's a big line across here, so that it's like sat proud, which isn't meant to be there. So it's all meant to be smooth like that. Not ignore the body filler, it's not been sanded down here. That's just to patch it, cover up, like blend the line in where it's been welded back to the car. So yeah, it's that's what happens when they get bad, and the Mark IIs really get like that. So when I've got a bit more time and I haven't got tons of other jobs to do on the car, I will put 2 new sills in it. But like I say, for now, it technically would still go through an MOT like that. So I'm gonna just coat it and try and slow it down just to stop the rust getting quite as bad. And then hopefully later on in the year, we'll just stick 2 brand new sills in it and be done with it and not have to worry about it again. I normally have side skirts on, so I don't even have to paint afterwards. I can just cover them in Stone Guard and stick the skirts back over the top and no one know any different. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, let's clean it all off and dry it off, and then we'll get some Stone Guard on it. So it is way worse than I expected. What a job. They've done an absolutely horrific job at it. Yeah, I'll flip the camera around and show you. So at first I saw this bit, got all the silicone off it and stuff. Thought, it's a bit messy, but fair enough. They've patched it up and the skirt goes over it anyway, so you can't see it. So wasn't too bothered about that. And then I started unearthing stuff like this. And obviously the floor's very rotten here. And then I was like, why is this weld going all the way down the car? And I was like, there's no reason that you would have to do that. Yeah, because I couldn't see this before because it had loads of seam sealer over it. I could only see this little square. And then I started grinding away at the square, and then all of this unearthed right down. So then I started going over all this stuff underneath, and then found this weld that goes all the way down the car. Obviously it's messy, but to be fair, it hasn't actually got many holes in it-ish. But what they've done is put a whole panel from inside here. The panel goes right over, and they bent it round the sill and then welded it back up on the other side. So literally that is just metal folded over the original sill. So I think that they've just, basically put a bit of metal over the top of the sill to cover the rust, which is absolutely horrendous, because it means that I got no idea what's going on inside that sill now, because the chances are it's going to be absolutely dog rotten. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess, to say the least. And yeah, it gets even worse at the front, actually. You can see this is all seam sealer, all this stuff here that's fallen, that's come off. There's just seam sealer over everything. And so it's got one big patch here, but that bit that they've bent over the sill literally goes over onto the wing as well. So if I was to take the wing off, I'd have to cut here to take it apart, because actually they've welded the sill to the bottom of the wing, which is not great. And obviously any water coming out of the out of the wing drops down here, and it's going to be sat in that channel because there's no holes in it either. So once the water gets inside there, there's nowhere for it to go. So it's going to be rusty as fuck inside there, to put it politely. So yeah, I think I might have to do the sills a bit sooner than I was anticipating. I haven't even looked at the other side to see what the other side's like. But yeah, have they done the same on that one? I don't think they've done the same on that one, which is lucky. It doesn't look as horrific on this side, to be fair. Yeah. No, they've not put a big weld right down the side. So I think this one I could probably live with. I could maybe even just buy some rear panels and just replace the rear panel. But yeah, that other side is absolutely horrific. Like, I really need to do something with that other side ASAP. So I started cleaning the welds up a bit, and then I realised I was just totally wasting my time. Because, to be honest, I'm not particularly bothered if it rots out anyway. So, yeah, you can see I've just cleaned a bit of the surface rust off. I'm just going to go over it with the wire wheel just to get it a bit better. But yeah, like I say, this is all going to have to come out anyway, so there's no point in really spending much time on it. I've just finished work, so I've done a full day's work, and I can't really be bothered messing around with this because it's just an absolute mess. So I've just, yeah, just going to get the surface rust off it basically. And just give it a coat just to stop it rusting quite as bad. And then maybe later on this month we'll stick a whole complete new sill in it rather than pissing around with this, trying to make it last. Because to be honest, I think by not changing this, I'll actually end up making it worse because what they've done is curl that under. It's actually holding water in that bottom of the sill. So whatever they've left inside there, I don't know if they've just put it over the top of the old rotten sill or if they've cut it out and made a new one underneath. I'd imagine they've just put something over the top to get it through its MOT. Either way, it's an absolute mess and it's not done very well. So I'm going to do it again and put a proper full sill in it rather than trying to piss around with this because... yeah, leaving this in is only going to make it worse. And then when I do come to, when it does eventually go through and I go to put new sill in it, there'll probably be nothing left inside for me to weld to. So I'm better off just replacing it. I welded the sills up on an MX5 a few months ago, which was the first time I'd actually ever welded. And I managed to do a pretty good job of it. Or so I thought, anyway, it looked pretty good. So, yeah, I've had a little bit of practice, and at the moment I'm welding a Discovery, which I'll show you now. But yeah, this is the next big job that I've done. So, yeah, I've been welding this Discovery up. It had a complete new sill in it, so up to here. that has all been replaced because it had literally fallen out. There was a hole in the footwell. I'll stick some pictures of what it looked like before on the screen anyway, and you can see. But yeah, I've just been doing this. We couldn't get the panel, the inner arch panel. For some reason, these Series 2 Discoveries are really hard to get panels for. So we've had to make everything other than the sills. So all of this has been replaced. So that's actually been cut out and re-welded back on. Yeah, and then I had to make all of this. It's not like finished yet. I've literally just given it a quick grind down. But yeah, had to make all of this and all of this panel. This is, I've not ground any of these welds down yet, but yeah, had to make all of that, all of this on the inside. So basically from here down had just disappeared. So I've had to make that, and then I've got another, it's double skin this, so I've still got a skin to go over the inside. But yeah, I've been getting plenty of practice of welding, so I will be able to give the MX5 a good go. So yeah, that's my decision. I'm not going to bother messing around with it too much. We'll just we'll get some stone guard on there now just to tidy it up a little bit and just stop it going all rusty. I'm not even going to bother doing the other side because I don't think it's even worth pissing around with. I think from what I've seen, I think I'm just going to stick a new sill on both sides. We'll just put a full sill on both sides. For the price that they are, it's not worth messing about. I mean, the problem is once they've started rotting, these cars, they just keep going. So unless you catch it early, it's just an absolute nightmare. Like it gets as bad as that one that I showed you earlier. We did one that had done 30,000 miles from new, and it had been garaged its whole life. And even that one, it had only rotted like here on the outside. But then once you pulled the outside skin off, it was just rotten on the inside. So yeah, the longer you leave it, the worse it gets. So it's not even worth messing around with. We'll just stick 2 complete new sills in, inner and outer, if it needs. Well, we'll take the outer skin off and have a look and see if it needs an inner one as well. But I'd imagine it probably does. And like I said, I've got over fenders coming, which are actually, I'm having a bit of trouble with the guy that's making them. Because he's ill at the moment, and he's taken 5 months to get them to me so far, and we're having a bit of back and forth. But hopefully, I'm putting trust in him, and I'm hoping that he'll sort it out. But we'll see. Hopefully, they'll still come. But yeah, basically, the over fenders go from here upwards, and I actually cut out a lot of the metal work anyway, and get rid of it and join it up to the fiberglass arch. So it will remove a lot of the metal work anyway. So I've just quickly whacked some seam sealer over the worst bits where there were a few pinholes. I've literally put 0 time or effort into this, so I've just quickly chucked it on. I'm probably going to have to put seals on it within the next month. So yeah, it is literally just to stop the rust, or slow the rust a little bit, just so that it's less for me to battle with when I took the seal off. But yeah, now I've taken it off, I know that I'm going to put sills on it. I want this car to be I want it to be decent, so I don't want it bodged. You can see it's had lots of welding everywhere. So down here there's a patch, and you can see they've done the same thing there where they've just patched over the top and not actually cut out what's underneath. So all these little bits are going to need cutting out and doing properly. So the piece under there that I've put loads of seam sealer on, that's a bit of a mess. So I'm going to cut that out, do that again. The bit at the front as well needs cutting out and doing again. There's the bit under the floor that you will have seen when I did the seat video. So that needs cutting out. So there's a lot of bits that need repairing properly. As you can see, there's like rust on the wings and stuff. So the arches are getting bad. So we'll get it all sorted. I'm going to stick 2 new sills in it. At the weekend, I'm going to overhaul the suspension. So new coilovers, new arms. I'm going to do the front first because not all of the stuff for the back has arrived yet. So we'll get everything on the front, give the front a good overhaul. We'll take the wing off. We'll have to cut it, obviously, because they've welded the wing to the sill. We'll take the wing off, give everything a good underseal and chip guard behind the wing and in inner arches, so it doesn't start rotting there as well. Yeah, change all the arms, change the coil, the suspension over to the coilovers because the shocks have blown on the front. So yeah, that's this weekend's job. But for now, I'm just going to quickly stick some chip guard on. As you can see, I've not masked very far. If I was using the spray gun, which is the way I intended to do it because I was going to do it properly, I would have had to mask the whole car off. But because I'm doing it with a can, I've just masked a little bit, and I'll just spray nice and tidily so that it doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, we'll just get a bit of the chip guard on now, and then I can go home and go play some Call of Duty or something, because at the moment I'm absolutely knackered and I can't really be bothered being here. So yeah, let's get it done. There we go, quickly done. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around spending too much time on it. You can see how much of a mess the welding is now, even more than it was before. Yeah, it's just, oh man, it's horrendous. It's really bad. They've actually made it worse than it would have been just to leave the rot on it. But yeah, it looks a little bit tidier with the black rather than it being, yeah, everywhere. So I've just done underneath as well, just to get rid of some of that. When I put the sill in and everything, I'll clean all this literally back to bare metal, and we'll get it nice and clean and underseal it properly. But it should slow it down a little bit for now until I get this new sill in. So there we have it, the Mazda, the rusty old Mazda. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was it as bad as you expected it to be, or is it a lot worse? I'll be honest, I kind of expected the passenger side. I thought that was how bad it was going to be, but I wasn't expecting this when I took it all apart. So I'm going to have to take it all apart and do it properly. Sorry, I got something in my eyes still. Yeah, take it all apart and do it properly, because it's so bad, it's really bodged. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will be, like I said, I'm going to overhaul the suspension and everything tomorrow, so I'll have a video of that soon as well. And yeah, I just really want to get the car back up to scratch, because it's been a bit neglected and it drives it's a bit of a turd to drive at the moment. So yeah, get it all up to scratch, and then we can get it ready for summer, so we can start taking it out on some track days when we're allowed to. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.